to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Dr. Mumbi Spirituals. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, family, that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life very much in your own story, on sitting firmly on your own throne. This body is your gift. This body is your inheritance. It's your vehicle. And it's so much more than a vehicle, family. It's your Stargate. It's your, I can't even describe it, but make sure, that you are sitting firmly in the center of yourself. And the only way to do that is to work on what's in your mind and what's in your heart, family. But those are stories for other days. Special shout out to the sponsor of today's show, Beverly B Music. Now, Beverly B is an ancient sound healer, which is one of the emerging healing modalities of this season. In fact, everything is frequency, family. And there's so much research that has been done around how the wrong frequency is part of the reason we are where we are right now. But on the other hand, how tuning into the right frequency, tuning into those ancient sounds can actually be an amazing tool for restoration, for healing, etc., etc. So Beverly B actually offers free sound healing sessions every Thursday and every Friday right here on YouTube and on her Clubhouse, family, at Beverly B Music is where you can find her. And she also interacts with you and gets, taps into your energy, connects to your energy, and it's an amazing community to be part of. So thank you so much, Beverly B, for sponsoring today's show. And if you would like to support the Dr. Mumbi Show and help us to do more frequent TV shows, family, definitely consider sponsoring a show. Email me for more details, mumbi.saraki@gmail.com. So much is happening right now, family. The veil is thinning at such a fast rate. The awakening is happening at such an accelerated, rate, family. And if you look at how the powers that were across the globe are behaving, it's like there's a changing of the guard. It's like the chessboard has been cleared, and now everyone is putting their pieces, everyone is selecting their kings, their queens, their this, their that. We are in such an important transition, family. And we have been as a collective, we have been warring for decades. Because there's a quote I read somewhere, family. What Babylon stole was not our lands. It was our story. It was our memory. And if you realize that we live in a mental reality where our thoughts and our emotions, which is energy in motion, which, gives the energy to our, to what we're thinking and puts it in motion and manifests it before us, that whole system was corrupted. It was hijacked. And it totally disconnected us from reality because we were totally disconnected from ourselves. And the only thing that has been shifting this family, that what has actually been Babylon's downfall, has been the returning of our memories. Like so much had been done ritualistically, using our own rituals against us, empowering our evil, the opposite of live, the opposite of life, our evil fetish priests, and giving them dominion, giving them access to secret knowledge that they could use to entrap the minds and the hearts of the people. And they've just been going from one layer to another, family. But what has happened is they have collided with the end of an age and the beginning of a new dispensation and the arrival of Nibiru. I don't know if you've been seeing that. I'll do that on my main channel. The red planet that's being seen all over, the divided states, Canada. I keep wondering, how come we don't see those things here in Africa? Why don't we see them? Why don't we see I know there's ships and things like that, but why don't we see those in Africa? Anyway, stories I'm going to explore on the Dr. Mumbi Show, so make sure you're subscribed to both channels, family. But getting back our collective memory is what has collapsed the veil. Because the veil was a veil of lies. It was all these things, all this energy that had been created telling all these lies and whitewashing history, whitewashing nations, whitewashing saviors, killing, stealing, and destroying, getting people to worship false gods, thinking they're worshiping the Creator, making us absolutely despise our ancestors. And there's people still on the motherland today who, if you mention your ancestors and communing with your ancestors, they'll be like, that's demonic. That's terrible. That's anti-God. Anti-which God? Anti-whose God? But enough of us, family. And that's why I always recommend this book to you. This is like a free plug for Glad. Is it his name? Something Gladwell, something like that. He's written this book called The Tipping Point. And he talks about how cultures change in society. And he talks about how there's kind of 3 phases where there'll be, he has names for them, where there'll be the initial guys who get that download, who get that spiritual insight. And then they adjust their lives accordingly and start teaching. In teaching, in sharing the information they've gotten, in adjusting their lives, they attract others who are curious and ask, and then they start communicating and sharing. And then it reaches a point, family, then there's the early adapters, which is almost like 20-30%. And then all of a sudden, enough people know about it that society changes. And that's how Mama Africa has changed. That's how the fate of the global Black nation, of the global melanated nation has changed in the last decade or 2, family. It's because we've hit a tipping point of collective consciousness, which means that the Mzungu and the Babylonian and the Romans are no longer the chief architects of our story, because enough have written, have shared, have spoken about, have done videos about how, there's a point, and there's still people today who think Mzungus came from Egypt, that Egypt was a Mzungu nation. It's so crazy, family. Like the total blatant hijacking of our story with a straight face. But as more of our writers, our authors, our narrators have come out and said, no, actually, the pharaohs were, Egypt was a Black nation, Kemet, and all these things, it has helped us to readjust. Because these are keys, family. And we only need 1 or 2 keys to start to shift the lie into a truth. Lies are not powerful. And we're witnessing the collapsing of empires, the collapsing of Rome, and the collapsing of Babylon, because their lies are no longer holding. The foundation of lies is crumbling, and people know the truth, and it's changing everything. And I share all this to say, family, if you have awakened, give thanks and praise to the Most High. Give thanks and praise to the ancestors for such a privilege. And keep on keeping on. Right now, Babylon is so busy trying to convince us that they are so in control and they are the ones that are doing this and they are the ones that are doing that, and we're just entering another cycle of them. They're doing a lot energetically to have us yo-yo between timelines. They're messing with us with the electricity and with the vibrations and the frequencies that are hitting us daily. They're doing everything to weaken our bodies. Because in the previous dispensation, if you touched my body, you touched my soul, because I was disconnected from my soul. But now that we've connected back to ourselves, back to our soul's family, we're healing and regenerating our bodies. We're healing ourselves. We're finding the new healing remedies. People are living longer. People are living happier. Hey, this is Errol, my co-host. His power paws are wet. Hey, Errol, how you doing? And so much is changing, family. And you just have to make sure that you... Come on, Errol, come on. You just have to make sure, family, that you're relying more on yourself, that you're doing the necessary work to investigate, to find out stuff, and don't be relying on Babylonian, neo-colonial, neo-mental slavery systems like Grok and all these things. I see online so many times where, an ancient one will share a deep truth and someone will be like, hi AI, is this variable? AI has been written by the Mzungu. And if you're still allowing AI to move you, to move your thoughts, then you are in real big trouble and you have a long way to go. But ask, connect to your ancestors, connect spiritually, family, because a lot is changing right now. And so you have to make sure that you're really seeing with your own true eyes. Because Babylon's trying to convince us like everything is going on. It's like their Titanic is here. It's in free fall. And yet they're dancing, they're politicking, they're doing this and that. But the world must change. And the world changes in our hearts and in our minds. We are the ones that create the bridge to the new earth, to the ancient earth, to the new dispensation. And if we're not able to change our minds and our hearts, then we risk getting stuck here with these kind of beings, with a world where the earth soul is moving into the new earth, making way for the matrix earth to, do her thing. How will she create nature? You can see how nature is being decimated. So don't miss the transition, family. But just know enough of us have awakened. Enough of us have seen the motherland different, have seen our story different to change our destiny forever. So tune into that destiny, support that destiny with your emotions and with your thoughts and with your exploration, with your energy. Remember, where our attention goes, where our energy goes, is what flows, it's what expands, it's what grows. Anyway, special shout out to Beverly B, the ancient sound healer that you need to at least connect to it. Now, she, on her YouTube, Beverly B Music, she actually does daily sound healing, music, ocean sounds and things like that. But every Thursday and Friday from 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, she does offer free ancient sound healing sessions, and she does get to also interact with you. So definitely check it out and do your own research, family, on frequency and vibration. And that will help you to even dive deeper into the numbers of the matrix. And if you'd like to advertise on the Dr. Mumbi Show, reach out mumbi.saraki@gmail.com. Tuko pamoja.